Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some Pillars of Eternity, shall we? Victory, Timothy, good evening, good to see you. Alright, so we're picking up where we left off, and at this point, one moment, there we go. We are in the Temple of Wodica, and we have entered the catacombs. If we check out our stronghold, we are currently working on... Are we still building the wall here? Yes, the West Curtain Wall is under construction. It should be finished in 3 days and 20 hours. Doing great, Timothy. Thank you for asking. I hope you're well. And let's see here. Yeah, Timothy, I'm sorry, my friend. It is Pillars of Eternity. So if you're not familiar, there is that element. Yeah, no worries, Timothy. No worries. I totally understand. All right. So let me see. Let me look at the map and go up. And I am in Defiance Bay, finally. And I believe I've gone underground to go to this temple. Oh, that's right. And these guys said I could go in. So we're going to go in. We're in. All right, Timothy. Take care, my friend.
Of course.
Let's see what's going on in here. Mercenaries. The Acolyte's crankier than usual. One of her masked friends got lost in the sewers, it seems. Okay. Who are you? Just some mercenary? I don't understand all this secret handshake business, but it pays. Okay. Who do I need to talk to here, huh? The mercenaries. Can I just open that? You guys cool with it? Just a little food? Did they send you in to check on that nervous kid in the library? Yeah, that's what they did. Maybe this is the guy. This is a library. By the deeds of my tongue and oh boy, the initiate.
Greetings.
A lone figure paces back and forth, tapping his fingers at his sides, muttering to himself. He jumps when he sees you, his hands on his chest. By the flame, you startled me. Hey, Kavach, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. He pauses and leans forward. Where's your mask? That's it. I knew I'd left something at home. Well, don't let anyone inside see you without it. They're keen on anonymity. Tell me about the meeting. This must be your first time. The Acolyte communicates with each of us individually to hear of our progress on old tasks and to assign us new ones. He shivers with a mixture of pleasure and dread. It's a unique process. She's a cipher, so she can speak to you without words. Fascinating until you realize she could probably read your thoughts just as easily. What do you know about the tasks? He laughs nervously. Only what I absolutely need to. We protect the secrets of the gods, so discretion is essential. He waves a hand between the two of you. We receive our instructions from the Acolyte just as she receives hers from someone else, and so on, right up to the Grand Master. Our role is to obey, knowing as little about the overall plan and each other as possible. This sounds like a really good plan. I'm glad that you involved yourself in a group organizational structure like this. It's a little Illuminati feeling. It's a little, Scientology feeling. Great. I'm happy to be a part of this. Hermie, good evening. Good to see you. Tell me about these secrets. He jumps back. You shouldn't even be asking. Whatever they are, they're secrets for a reason. Our job is to guard them, not know them. How can you be confident you're doing the right thing when you know so little? He snorts. That's easy. The leaden key has been around for ages by the blessing of the gods. You only have to look around to see the perils of trying to usurp divine power. Killing a god in the Saints' War has cursed us all, and the heresy of animancy has only worsened matters. Try to replace a soul and you'll inevitably end up with a monster. It's all been a warning. There are some powers we just shouldn't have. I totally understand what you're saying, but let's just say we did want those powers. How would we go about acquiring them? Are they in this room by any chance? I see. We've been entrusted with important work. It's an honor, but not without its challenges. You need something else? I'm ready for the initiates meeting soon. Honest, what are you doing here? He resumes his pacing. I've been practicing the passphrases. I know them backward and forwards, but I get so nervous every time I think about repeating them to the acolyte. He wrings his hands. You could practice on me. Okay, he ushers in a deep breath with fluttering hands. Here goes. First question. State your name and purpose. Answer. My name belongs to the gods and my hand to their service. All right, this is a screenshot moment. Second question. What company do you seek? Answer. I seek the company of shadows, that our labors may remain secret. Again, this is just all really, really good stuff. It's kind of like, if you went to LinkedIn, this is just corporate catchphrases, the kind of lingo you would hear bantering about the highest circles. Totally reasonable speak. Third question. Tell me of your labors. Answer. To see that the craft of Kith and Wilder does not disturb what bones the gods have buried. Okay, good. And fourth question. How do we know your purpose? Answer. You shall know it by the confession of my tongue, the deeds of my hand, and the oath of my soul. I think nukes are okay, Hermie. It seems like so far the powers that are a no-no are animancy. Everybody hates that. Necromancy also seems to be out. And killing gods, no. Fifth question. And how is your oath guarded? Answer. It's sealed by the leaden key. He sighs with a nervous chuckle. That wasn't so hard. Try it again. Okay, so let's just make sure he got it. Sounds like you've got it. I do, I think. He bites his lip. I'm just going to practice a few more times by myself before my meeting. Okay. He's going to practice. Sure. Practice by yourself. Now, there's a few items here that I can take, like, yeah, I won't, Hermie. The light of dawn, golden... Okay, so there's money, and then there's a text I can read. A book lies on the table, its pages filled with some kind of unintelligible cryptography. All right, well, I guess that makes sense. That's the point of cryptography. Do you mind if I open this lock?
This calls for a subtle touch. There, what did I tell you?
We got it. All right, so there's a fine wand and some other stuff. It's actually better than the wand I have. And then there's this book, which is The Queen That Was and Still Is. I think I actually already have a copy of this. Okay, let's think about this. So I got the fine wand, and let's just compare it with your wand. So your wand is... the fine wand is just more damage, just like slightly more damage, which is good. Yeah, Timothy, it's great presentation. It is It's wonderful. I agree. Super nostalgic. Let's see here. Oh, that's right. Um, this hat is actually good. It gives me immunity to confusion and intellect +2. So we're going to wear it. Oh, I think I dropped it on the ground, didn't I?
And what does the flame reveal?
Or where did I put it? Oh, I put it in the stash. I always think that shift-click is going to put it on, and it really doesn't. Okay, let me try this again. Here. Just put it on his head. There you go. Okay, I got a cool hat. It doesn't look as good, but it's probably better. And then these books I should probably just kind of put away for the time being. All right. Okay. So, let me just check my quests. Merwold has told me that I might find the Leaden Key in the City of Defiance, which is where we are. This is the Leaden Key. Never far from the Queen. It's there I must go. So I'm in there. I made my way into the chambers beneath the ruins of the Temple of Wodka. If what Merwold said is true, this is my best chance. So I might need to find some kind of mask. I really don't have it. I hope they're cool with me not having a mask. You know, why would I need a mask? It's just, all right. Let me see if I actually do. I don't think I have, like, anybody gave me a mask. All right. Let's just keep going. See how this unfolds. So there's a lot of mercenaries. Now, generally, in my experience, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, but when you are infiltrating a secret cult and you see a lot of, like, NPCs that are not hostile, that are called mercenaries, you kind of get the feeling that something's going to go badly, and then we might need to fight all of these guys to get out of here. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully everybody's cool. Man, you guys didn't check what's in this pot? Good stuff in here. Aloth falters and brings a hand to his forehead. He takes a staggering step forward, coughing and sputtering.
Claude. Those hooded fiends are nigh to be trusted.
Aloth? Aloth, hey, now's not the best time for that. He grimaces, catching his breath. It's nothing, I'm fine. This probably isn't the best place to linger, anyhow. Yeah, our party has a little baggage. It's okay. We're having a good time. You hear murmurs and chants on the other side of the door. A ritual of some sort is underway. Okay, so we should probably, you know, wear the hood and mask. Right, Hermie. That's a good point. I should have done that. They're just going to be indifferent to me. You know, when you get invited to the kind of eyes wide shut, sex right, secret party, you really need to wear the hood and mask. You stand out like a sore thumb if you don't have it. You pull the hood and mask over your head. They're uncomfortable, but they seem to hide your face. So, do I want to go in solo? I'll go in solo. This is a really bad idea. And I've said it before I got here, so if I have to bring the party, then, you know, we'll do that. Several shrouded figures are lined up across from a hooded woman. The figure at the head of the line approaches her, and the woman places her outstretched hand on the stranger's forehead. They stand in silent communion as you look on. A few moments later, The stranger steps aside and resumes his place in the circle around the statue. Timothy, the rules are cool. They're definitely different than D&D. Not horribly, though. I'm just still getting used to them. The woman turns toward you. You are late, attendant. Even though her face is concealed, you sense her rage in her dangerously low voice and in the sudden silence of the others in the chamber. Oh, this guy's in trouble.
I've been waiting on your reports. Quickly now, state your name and purpose.
The woman beckons you closer with curling fingers. She rests her open hand on your forehead, and you feel the heat from her palm through the thick material of your hood. Her voice is so low and soft that you're not certain whether she's speaking aloud or in your head. Okay, so we're going to answer the right way. My name belongs to the gods and, my hand to their service.
What company do you seek?
Is that an offer? Oh boy. Oh, is this one of these kind of parties? Yeah, sure. I seek the company of shadows that our labors may remain secret.
Tell me of your labors.
I'd rather show you with this crossbow. To see, her weapon looks really scary. The craft of Kith and Wilder does not disturb what bones the gods have buried.
How do we know your purpose?
I asked you first. That's a sweet response. Number one.
And how is your oath guarded?
By the key.
Welcome, attendant. Tell me of your exploits.
Her voice reaches you as a whisper, slithering first into one ear and then the other. Boy, that's a great feeling when the voice slithers into one ear and then the other. In your mind, you see a building, magnificent with trellises and tiles and located on a pristine boulevard. The wealthy and learned stroll in and out, trading knowledge and coin. It's great, Hermie. It always works.
Does he wait still?
Yet it also houses misery and madness. Somewhere within its rotten core sits a man, his hair matted but his eyes alert. He watches and waits, a prisoner by choice. The acolyte's question echoes in your mind. Yeah, he's waiting.
Did they arrive?
All right. The acolyte's vision takes you out of Defiance Bay to a town in the wilderness with a watermill. A signpost on one of the paths reads, Deerford. Several figures huddled together, shrouded in cloaks and hoods. An image of ruins suddenly looms in your mind. Two skeletal effigies flank a cleft in the mountainside. Did they arrive? I don't know what she's talking about. But no, I don't think that they did.
Your information shall be relayed. Now, for your next task.
I just made that answer up. The ruins fade from your mind. I mean, but we did see before that there were people who were trying to get to Deerwood, but there was like a flood or there was something. There was disturbed wagons. So I was like, nah. The ruins fade in your mind, and in their place is a palimpsest of a neighborhood. Run-down estates are cobbled around a cemetery and an ancient tower. Savage shapes prowl the streets, and in the tower a man hunches over a strange mechanism. You can't see him clearly, but there's something unnatural about him. Hey, Sid, good evening. Good to see you. Okay.
Stop him. And above all,
you see
don't let him meet her.
Okay. So you don't want the keymaster to meet the gatekeeper, is what you're saying. You see a woman deathly pale with a scar over her heart. Don't let him meet her. The acolyte shows you a door in the base of the tower, a seemingly impenetrable slab of stone and copper. But then she shows you the invisible split between the perfectly matched halves, and you understand how copper veins convert a command into action. The command comes to your mind, a surprising familiarity about it. You know how to open the door. So I don't really know what to do here. I mean, I don't want to be complicit with this shrouded woman, but I got to tell you, number one, maybe I do. Number two, maybe I don't. Number three, I don't really know what she's about. And so Victory's choice is number two, which is actually not a bad choice. The problem is I didn't bring my party with me, and I don't know how quickly I can get them here. And so I have to kind of think about, all right, well, what is she about? Do I want to continue being undercover? Do I want to I know, Hermie. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think that the game is going to commit me to anything right now. Oh, Fira, good evening. Good to see you. But I'm not sure. Hey, only good evening. Thank you for following. I don't feel great attacking solo as a wizard in there. Like generally if you encounter a room like this as a wizard and you try to fight, it doesn't end well. So this is like about self-preservation. Yes, my friend. Thank you so much for stopping back in. I hope you're well also. Good to hear from you. So we did get a bunch of experience, and now I can ask questions. I think that it's actually important to have done this because I want some details. Like, I could try to fight her and kill her and then maybe read her journal, but this is all right. Remind me about the man in the tower. You see a palimpsest of a neighborhood. Oh, okay. No, that's just, she's just showing me the visions again. What is this place? This is the remains of the temple of Wodka. The acolyte shows you a grand structure surrounded by the faithful. The fires of revolution destroyed everything above us and left the remains abandoned, perfect for our purposes. Who are you? I am the acolyte. That's all you need to know. Great, great. Show me the prisoner. In your mind, okay, I already saw this. And could I see the ruins again? Deerford. Okay, farewell. All right. Interesting. So we didn't die. And I got some new quests. A bunch of new quests. So let's actually go back to this. So Merwald is dead, and what answers he provided were short and cryptic. And she gave me some guidance, and I learned that the members of the Leaden Key worship Wodka, and the steward mentioned that there's a temple dedicated to Wodka. So maybe I want to be on the side of Wodka, even though it's all creepy. So let's see. We got 3 new quests. The Man Who Waits. The Leaden Key Acolyte showed me a vision of an agent in a place of misery and madness. I need to find this agent and discover his or her plan to see if it holds any clues to finding the man I'm searching for. So I'm searching for some dude. And it's the Leaden... It's a person in a wealthy neighborhood housed misery and madness. There's somebody who's a prisoner by choice in that neighborhood. Hey, Mateo, good evening. Good to see you. Very similar to that, Mateo, except it's more like Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. It's in that traditional isometric style. But overall, yes, it's not like as 3D as Baldur's Gate, but it's story-driven, with choices, cool writing, fun combat, D&D, RPG rule set in place largely. Yeah, Sid. I mean, right? And there's an ancient tower in a derelict district of Defiance Bay. So a lot of this seems like it's going to be in Defiance Bay. And there's a guy working on a machine. So maybe if we investigate these people, we'll get more information. So these are all part of the quest line, the hollowing of the Deerwood. And, all right, we're doing the endless paths. Let's see. Okay. Well, yeah. I'm fine with this. What we're gonna do is, oh, can I go in here anymore? Oh, look, Kana returned to the stronghold. So, she completed the mission, or he completed the mission. Great. So, Stilla's Stones is completed. The farmers discovered a large, elaborate ring of small Adra pillars in a secluded southern valley. Though presumed to be connected to the Angwithans in some way, the pillars do not appear to be connected to any ruins. However, since the site was discovered, farmers from up to 50 miles away have gone missing, eventually discovered days or weeks later in the Ring of Stones, permanently petrified. That's bad. As the Afuilo have little experience with Adra pillars, they needed help, and the trip was uneventful, but Kana discovered a grisly sight upon arriving. Over 50 locals had become permanently petrified. Yikes! Among the stones. It took a few days of investigation, but Kana learned that the abductions all happened at specific times of night and in a pattern for miles around the stones. With the assistance of a mathematician and philosopher, Kana was able to expose the killer, an extremely powerful Adragon that had been protecting the circle for centuries. When Kith discovered the secret place, she began systematically stalking and petrifying anyone who lived within walking distance of the site. Kana led a protracted battle against the creature with help of the locals. Wow. So we tracked down some kind of Adragon serial killer. And we got a mossy rock, which can summon a swamp lurker one time. Not great, but interesting. Oh, look. Oh, that's right. He already left in a huff. That's awesome. I'm happy about it. So I don't think I have anything else, any jobs left to do, and we're still constructing the curtain wall. Is there anything in this room that I want to mess with? Devotees have placed assorted keys, their teeth filed away among the runnels of wax. All right, so I'm going to save it, and we're going to just, take some stuff. I want to take that. And what happens if I pull this? Are you cool with that? It goes this way. A serial pillar indeed. All right, where are we going? Where is this going to take me? Maybe it's the fast way out. Oh, the steward of Cadnua has received a letter for you. Okay. What'd you get for us, buddy? Maybe I have to go back home to read it. Alright, so let's see here. There's that ghost again.
A moment, please. I feel I should explain myself.
Aloth, what do you want to talk about, buddy?
How may I help? About my episode in the catacombs. There's something I should have told you earlier.
So tell me now. I meant no harm. I thought I could keep it to myself, that when we resolve the matter of your soul, we would also address my problem.
I also have an awakened soul. But unlike yours, mine is a presence that shares my senses and my skin, making herself manifest at the most unwelcome times.
Oh boy. So he's got a soul riding along with him that sometimes takes him over. That's not great. He closes his eyes and grits his teeth. His lips quiver and twitch with the vestiges of some internal debate. Several seconds later, he opens his eyes again. They're watery and bloodshot.
I'm sorry. I've tried to learn to control Isilmir. I've gotten stronger, but so has she.
Isilmir. Tell me about her. Yeah, Timothy, I totally know what you mean about how it's hard to, like, blend the lighting and the animations together when the backgrounds are static and not 3D.
Artless, uncouth, a creature of rash impulses and feeble faculties. She wags her impertinent tongue when she should listen. Aye, this one's fit to boil. Hard to get this gaff over anything tisn't to do with books and spell speak.
Oh god. She's arguing. He grimaces, running his hands through his hair. I have none of her memories. Barath spared me that much, but her coarse manners and intolerable hill speak suggest a provincial from very, very long time ago. She tends to surface a hair's breadth from conflict when the fuse is burned down and teeth are on edge, and when she shows up, she doesn't stop to gauge a situation, she just acts. She seems reckless. That's it exactly. You recall the way she goaded those villagers in Gilded Vale. She doesn't think and she doesn't back down, and trying to suppress her, that has been my problem for years. Why didn't you say something sooner?
I learned to keep her a secret a very long time ago. Those with awakened souls are shunned, mistrusted. And after your experience with Meerwald, I'm certain you can see why. You need to be careful.
Is this going to be a problem?
Merely an annoyance. Although...
He lowers his voice and claps his hands behind his back. Minute twitches and spasms. Minute twitches and spasms along his arms betray his fidgeting.
Defiance Bay is said to have an entire institution dedicated to the study and cure of soul-related ailments. Since our journeys have already brought us to the city, perhaps we could speak with someone there.
If it's helpful, we'll go.
Thank you. This has been a great burden.
Let's talk about something else. What should we do next? You're looking for the leaden key now, yes? If I were you, I'd want to know what they're after. I expect the leads from the Acolyte should prove most helpful. I agree. So this will help us find out what they're after, and then we can make a decision on what side we're really on. Yeah, Hermie, that's a good point. And, like, it would be in the character creation menu, it would need to have it so you get to adjust the pronunciation. Because you know how even with, like, Navigator, like, on your phone, it'll pronounce street names or things like that, you know, slightly incorrectly. And you should be able to, like, adjust it to how you'd like it pronounced. All right. A bunch of Justicars and Diplomats. All right, let's see here. I am here. This is the embassy. This is the palace. Brackenberry. So, Well, we do have a quest that's looking for the man who waits, who is in a wealthy neighborhood. This is, it seems wealthy. Are they, let's see, or not a palace, a place of misery and madness. I mean, the palace seems like a good place for that. Can I get in the front door of the palace? I'm an important guy, so probably, right?
Politics, infighting, greed, and a shrine to Margaret as well. Her clergy belongs there.
Uh-oh. We've got durance going off. I can't go in. I'm looking for a neighborhood with a tower. It's near a cemetery. Best you stop looking then. The place you want is Heritage Hill. You could see the tower over your district walls. Oh, okay, great. But something happened there. They don't let people in anymore, and none of the knights want to be posted anywhere close to it. Steer clear, if you know what's good for you. Uh-oh. Papers, please, indeed. Where are the mad kept? Oh, okay, good. I should just talk to people. Only place around here that takes them in is in Brackenberry Sanitarium. Okay, great. There we go. I've heard they could treat your soul there, just take the madness away, but there's just as many stories coming out of that place that'll chill your blood. There's a man, if you want to call him that. Ethel Mower there. He's head warden. If you're visiting or checking yourself in, he's the one to talk to. Okay, that was actually incredibly helpful. So let's just go here. That's where Brackenberry is. Yeah. We're going to go to the Brackenberry. Hopefully they have some treacle. Some flapjacks and treacle. And take me here. 15 minutes? I can spare 15 minutes. Hey, Brian. Good evening, my friend. Yes, of quite some time indeed. All right, so we... Here's the sanitarium. I don't know if I've been in here. Man, it's such a good-looking game, but it's fully mapped, probably because it's a public area. I'm going in. We're going to find out what kind of... there's Verna. Oh, there's an Animancer. I don't know if you should be here. Head Warden. Oh, is this a statue? A well-maintained statue of a middle-aged man presides over the room, looking down, unblinking, over the bustle of harried academics, pestered by the hopeful desperate. A strong warmth emanates from it, and you could sense from across the room there's a human soul stored beneath the stonework. You feel its attention toward you. Man, that's rough. That's a great question, Brian. I am playing real-time pausing. I didn't realize that they had added a turn-based mode. Yeah, Brian, that's cool. It's been some times since a watcher graced these halls. His voice echoes deeply, rumbling the floor beneath you. Well, if there was ever a prisoner, it would be somebody who's trapped in a statue, right? I am envious of your natural insights, traveler. I can only imagine how it might have helped my work in life. Now, what is it that brought you to my sanitarium? Does anyone here know anything about awakenings? There's an animancer on the lower floor who came all the way from Ravua to study them. Take the stairs down and look for Belisage. Tell me about the sanitarium. A history lesson. This is a rare pleasure. Most come in here only concerned with cheating death in one way or another. We are an old institution as Deerwood goes. This is our 94th year. As with many cities, the growth of Defiance Bay brought with it a host of problems. One of the worst was those born with, shall we say, ill-favored souls came to populate its streets in droves, thus the sanitarium. Head Warden Ethelmere. Brackenberry was a natural fit. It was growing, but there was also a lot of money here back then. This place owes its survival to the curiosities of the wealthy more than anything, I think. Our founding came at a time of great suspicion in animancy, much like today. So much progress has been lost to the mishaps of a few careless practitioners. Yeah, I agree, Brian. But in time it was forgotten, as all things are. Since then, we have been at the forefront of animancy's resurgence. We have played host to many gifted researchers and pushed the boundaries of our knowledge in ways never thought possible. Some of the first safe transferences were done here, and we pioneered work on soul purification, lineage, analysis, preservation. It's really quite a list, if you'll pardon my pride. This might help Aloth. Today it's, well, I can't say it's exactly the same. There's been some push to shut us down. It comes from Deerwood's more excitable denizens whose minds are more passionate than thoughtful, I'm afraid. People see this legacy, and they see it involves something they don't understand, so it's natural for them to suspect people whose understanding exceeds theirs. It looks to them like we're hiding something. We have a representative in the palace at this very moment, defending the entire science of animancy at a hearing before the Duke. The Duke or Duck. I'm just going to say Duke. If it does not go well, it could be the end of animancy in Deerwood. If I fear Avar may be swayed by all this unrest, irrational though it may be, we shall see. I'm curious how you've come to be in your present state. In this statue, you mean? Well, he laughs, I was old, and it seemed wrong to me, a lifetime spent in pursuit of discovery only to lose it all in death. Somewhere, someday, I would wake up in a new body, none the wiser, and pursue a different course entirely. All that experience wasted. If we're ever to unearth the principles beyond our existence, it will be in spite of our condition. Of that I am quite sure. To live on as part of something I helped build seemed to me a better legacy than what nature had in store. The transfer itself was quite simple as our techniques go, and for that I am grateful. Playing with souls is far easier to accept when they are not your own. I do miss being able to take an active role in the scholarly efforts here. Now and again, one of our animancers will humor me and consult over some problem, but they're a jealous breed and are too often afraid to collaborate. If you're considering it yourself, I could tell that it isn't for the easily bored. You may have a member of the Leaden Key in your midst. He groans and the stone around him shudders. I could have done without hearing that today. Many have their intrusions been into our affairs. Of course, one can seldom be certain whether they've meddled or whether calamity has struck on its own, but a few of their less skilled infiltrators have been exposed from time to time. They are a perpetual nuisance. Once again, I'm reminded of how envious I am of your gifts. I suspect they would be of some use verifying one's identity. You're at odds with the Leaden Key as well, I take it. They're up to something, and I'm trying to determine what. They're always up to something. Of that you may rest assured. If their plots have come to involve you, you have my sympathies. Do you have some idea who this person might be? I won't know until I've met them. Very well, in that case, I'd recommend you first speak with our resident animancers. They have frequent interactions with both patients and colleagues. You'll find them up here or in the offices downstairs. You'll report anything suspicious to me immediately. That is my only request. Farewell. He did, Hermie. All right. So he is inanimate. Let's talk to this guy. Speak with the head. Well, he told me to talk to... Okay. Fine. Who are you? Verna. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. So this is actually probably just a backer. Yeah, so this is just a backer. So this is cool. But I'm looking for evil. I've never actually played Papers, Please either, and I should. All right. So, let's... are you... Who are you? Okay, you're a, backer. Backer. I'm going to turn on fast mode because I don't think there's any bad guys here. I'm just going to stroll around and steal all the books that I can and see if I can find any animancers to interrogate. The man's soul was torn asunder by a biovac. Okay, he's giving... a presentation to some rich people. Pretty much, Hermie. I mean, it's cool. It's such a great touch that people could write their own character into the game when they backed it. It's just there's so much text in the game already that I'll never complete it if I read all of those. But what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to put them up on the screen most of the time, so that if people want to read it when they're watching, they can just pause the video and read it on their own. Let's see. Let's go down here. What's going on in this room? I'm just gonna... Oh, here we go. Belisage.
Hello.
A woman paces back and forth, her feet crunching on the soft red carpet. She gestures and mumbles to herself, shaking her head as she pores over pages of notes. She almost walks into you. Ekosi, here I am, looking so hard for answers in my research that I do not see the kith standing in front of me. What can I do? I'm looking for an expert on awakenings. She laughs bitterly. Ach, that would be me, though the lack of research subjects has made me more of an expert in counting floorboards. I would like to transfer Animancy's success in buttressing pre-awakened souls to soothing those whose souls have already awakened, but I need subjects, and most of the patients here are too broken to produce reliable results. It's a tragedy to have come so far for nothing. You're in luck. I have a volunteer. She springs to the balls of her feet, beaming. Gillard, who is it? Alof's lips curl into a frown. I don't know about this. She grins more broadly still. Don't be silly. The process is perfectly harmless. All you must do is stand in that cage. Well, that's true. I beg your pardon. I jest. You Adirans are so uptight. I do not even know what that thing is used for. It belonged to the last occupant of this office, I think. Now they upgrade him to a cell. Again, I jest. She rubs her hands together, getting down to business. So, I need you to sit here. She takes Aloth by the shoulders and steers him to the couch. And try to relax, but don't try too hard. Then you won't be relaxing. Oh, it's hypnotism, indeed. And you must also wear these. A little cold, but the copper will help conduct your essence. The Animancer fastens thick copper bands to Aloth's forehead and wrists. As she ratchets them tighter, his face twitches with suppressed irritation. Now, I will examine your soul through my scope. She reaches into her desk and produces a long chambered tube. Knobs, dials, and small toothed wheels run along the side of the device. It is fitted with Audra lenses cut to different thicknesses and concavities. By manipulating them, I find the angles and densities that will allow me to track the anomalies in your soul. Anomalies in my soul. Well, Aloth's got some anomalies. Does this mean we'll get to talk to Isilmir once more? I like that lady. I like how Adira's like, I like her style. She raises a finger. But first, we must find this cunning interloper. You will answer some personal questions while I make adjustments. Hermie, I have not. I have not experienced it personally. And so I'm kind of like not sure about it. Brian, that would be hilarious. No, sometimes I'll do it. Like in RuneScape, I can do it occasionally. But I find it so difficult to remember it and keep it in my head to keep the voices consistent. Yeah, Hermie, I'm with you. Like, I'm a skeptic as well. But, it's one of those things where I'm not sure if it's just psychosomatic. And yet, if the person being hypnotized believes they've been hypnotized and it works because they believe it works, then what am I going to say? Aloth squirms on the couch. Very well. She holds the scope to her eye and flicks a knob. To begin, tell me something personal, something from a time before your awakening. There's nothing to tell. I was just a normal child living in the Sithwood. He looks to you. His face is set in a frown, but the rigid edges of apprehension show through nevertheless. Tell me about your parents. As you speak to Aloth, you feel your voice like a bell in your chest. It tolls softly, luring him into the mists of his own memory. Belisej doesn't seem to notice anything, but you feel as if your words are smoothing his essence, untangling its many threads. He closes his eyes. Mother is away most of the time with the Thane's family, but I always know when she's coming home. Father's bottles accumulate like storm clouds on the horizon. His fits of temper become swifter and more violent. It shames him, knowing that her Hamnig to another man supports us better than his labors as a steward. This is good. I'm starting to see something. Continue. Tell us about the time you awakened. She bites her tongue as she twists one of the dials. I am in my 5th year of training. Mother is home. I can let my guard down a little because when she is around, he is usually only angry with her. But he has heard that I have had trouble casting missiles, that my flame shields are unstable. He is furious that I have failed, and Mother's presence reminds him that he failed too. The first blow takes me by surprise. One moment I am sweeping the kitchen, the next I am sprawled on the ground, stupidly looking at the flecks of my blood on the tile. His boots, glistening with fresh polish, thud across the floor. He kicks me in the stomach, and I curl up to shield my vitals, but it's pointless. Protecting one thing only leaves something else exposed. Still huddled on the ground, I retreat as fast as I can. I retreat until the vision of the kitchen and my own trembling knees is nothing but a pinprick against a field of black. His jaw locks and his eyes twitch beneath their lids. Mariko! Belisej furiously cranks the knobs along her scope. He's hypnotized himself with this old memory. You've got to bring it out of him quickly. I almost have it. Squeeze his hand. You're safe. Everything's fine. Aloth's eyes snap open, but the expression you see in them isn't his. He's ne'er safe when I'm hap upon him. Belisej sucks a deep breath through her teeth. That's it. I'm seeing a shift in his essence, something spreading and congealing. She glances over her scope. Keep talking. He seems to respond to you. What brought you here? Cracking bones and voices high in ire, that warm molasses feeling that crips down your gut when crisis is nigh. Belfetto! We have flares of totally distinct essence. She jots shorthand notes onto the pages next to her and turns one clicking knob of her scope. Now try to get the two of them talking. Isilmir, tell Aloth why you've awakened. Fie, he's the one needing me, hiding in his own bone bag like a turtle in its shell. Aloth's face twists in fury. I never turned it over to you. Good, yes, very good. She rests her scribbling only to make another adjustment to her scope. I can now see two separate patterns of essence. Where he ebbs, the other flows. It's as if the awakened soul fills the spaces that he leaves empty. She prompts you with the circling of her wrist, quill still in hand. Go on. Aloth, what's this about ceding space to Isilmir? He grits his teeth painfully. I've given her nothing. She usurps me in my own body. And I lend him a pair, too. You should ask what I did, that old man of his, how the last time he laid a hand on us, I break it in 3 places. Ah, interesting. So, I was wondering if the story being told were of Isilmir, but it was actually of Aloth, and when he was in his, moment of crisis, as he was being attacked, then this soul woke up inside him and took him over and gave him the strength to fight back. Hey, Observer, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I hope you're well. I'm just enjoying this game. Aloth's head jerks to the side. That wasn't your decision. It's never been your decision. Nigh was awakening, but now I'm stuck with ye, and damned if I let your ninnying drag us both through the scupper. Ah, very good. She lowers her scope and consults her notes. I think I've finally got something we can work with. I've tracked Isilmir's essence throughout the exchange. She had a particularly high density index during the most heated portions of their argument, and her essence seemed to localize most clearly in the lower portion of the subject's left rib cage. That's right around the spleen, which of course means that she is triggered by black bile. No doubt the subject's characteristics melancholy is to blame. Oh, we're doing biles, okay. Brian, I agree. Okay, good, Observer. Aloth blinks back at you, and in the midst of his perturbation, you're not quite sure who's looking out of his eyes. That's utter garbage. She glares at him. Yes, never mind my years of training. I suppose you have a better explanation? So, number one is the woman manifests when he's in danger. You're clothed. I think the appearances are related to potential sources of trouble. They're all the same answer. If you're right, then removing his spleen should cure him. She manifests when he's in danger or under pressure. Belisej carefully scratches her jaw, her gaze darting between you and Aloth. I suppose that could be true. I'll have to check that against other research. He removes the bands. Well, and good for you, but what does this mean for me? She frowns at her notes, tapping her cheek with a quill and making a grand show of concentration. However, you catch her stealing a glance at you over the pages. Okay. Isilmir tries to take control from you when she thinks you can't face a problem on your own. You can't let her make these decisions for you. She did you a favor by dealing with your father, didn't she? I think she's trying to help you stand up for yourself. You may not like her methods, but you should hear her out. It seems that Islamir steps in when she determines that you're in danger. It's not yet clear whether this is a help or a hindrance. 2. She did do you a favor. If you had to listen to her half as much as I do, you wouldn't say that. He scowls, but you notice something thoughtful in his frown. I've got a lot to process, regardless. Thank you for your help. He does not look at Bella Sedge. He's like, you're a quack. She sets her notes on the desk and returns to her scope. Well, I hope this has been as useful to you as it has been to me. I finally have material worth publishing. You'll be the toast of Revua, Fentre Aloth. So we got a bunch of experience. His grimace melts into a crooked smile. Aye, advancing the right-wise principles of animancy, just what I've always wanted. As you turn to leave, you catch a darting movement out of the corner of your eye. Bella Sedge is humming to herself, still occupied with her scope, but Aloth is holding her notes. He's just about to tuck them into his cloak when she catches you watching. He holds a finger to his lips, eyes wide and imploring. Please, I don't want my personal information published like this, especially not after her nonsense. So no, you get your explanation and she gets her research. That was the deal. Leave me out of this, fair enough, but do it quietly. I can't let you do that. Not after hearing how much this means to her. This is interesting. So, leeches are a good idea, Hermie. I don't know, like, I kind of understand what Aloth is saying. Like, he doesn't want, his story to become public knowledge. I can get that. All right, man. Do it quietly. He hides the papers. Not to worry. We'll see to this on our own. All right. So we completed a quest called Two-Sided, and it was not. Hopefully we made it one-sided. But anyway, let's go down here and see what's in this room. This is Modred. An animancer scribbles fervishly on a parchment scroll while his free hand dances through the air, counting off unseen objects. His lips move in silent discourse. As your shadow falls over his scroll, he looks up at you with mingled perplexity and irritation.
Well met.
Can I help you? He forces a polite smile. Anything unusual happening around here? You must be joking. This is the sanitarium. Nothing is usual down here. Although, now that I think of it, the patients seem more agitated lately, but they're Cadman Azo's responsibility, not mine. If there's nothing else, what you working on? My area of focus is wicks. More specifically, how to cure them. What's a wict? A hollowborn who received a transplanted animal soul during infancy. Wow. That's quite something. One of Animancy's early efforts to cure the legacy, if not a successful one. He removes his spectacle and wipes his brow. They show signs of developmental abnormalities throughout their childhood, but when they reach adolescence, they become aggressive, feral, but still victims in need of care. Transplanting animal souls into children seems like an odd solution. We Animancers were trying to do something about the crisis, better than letting it swallow a generation of children. He stares at a fixed point on the far wall, and despite the controversy, it only went so far because at first it seemed to work. People called it the salvation. Children that had never been responsive to any kind of stimuli suddenly seemed aware of their surroundings, of their families. He takes a slow breath. The complications don't begin until puberty, but that's when the incompatibilities between body and soul take shape. Children become violent, ravenous. But we paid dearly for our mistake, I promise you. Angry mobs hunted down animancers and burned down their homes, with them still inside often as not. People took to calling it the cruel salvation, and many still loathe us for it, but we wanted to stop the legacy as much as anyone. The public begged for our help, and we did the best we could. I still don't know if that absolves us. That's right. They got a hold of social media, and that's all she wrote. Why do you study them? What kind of question is that? Just think of all the families that could be healed, the lives that could be restored. What could be more important? His face has reddened, and he turns away from you for a moment. Animancy has an answer here. I know it. It's simply a matter of working it out. Okay, buddy. I'm looking for an expert. I hear that Valiant woman studies them. You should talk to her. Just looking around. Then be quick about it, and don't touch anything. The sanitarium has a lax visitor policy, but I don't. Alright, so he's going back to his work. That's fine. Addendum. Okay, so this is the guy. Maybe Azo is the guy I need to speak to. I'm going to save it. Do you mind if I just steal from you? In the corner of the lab rests a large, weathered trunk. It seems likely to contain something important, if only by virtue of its size. Examine it closely. The lack of dust on the trunk's surface and the long scratches on the tile flooring suggest that the trunk is frequently used and moved throughout the laboratory. Despite its considerable size, deep yet narrow gouges score the wood at the edges of the trunk. They look like claw marks. Hey, Arcaniac, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. Yes, I'm really enjoying it. So he's talking about kids getting transformed into animals. I wonder if maybe he did, and he's keeping that a secret. Open the trunk. There's a heavy lock. It's too sturdy to break. You'll need to find the key. All right. Leave it alone. I'll look over here for the key. Oh, this is just stealing. Okay, so it was labeled as such. We'll find your key. All right. Oh, it's Ripley. I loved you in Alien. Oh, awesome, Observer. That's really exciting. Well, even if they don't, it'll be a good excuse to start up a new game. All right, Arcaniac. Awesome, my friend. Thanks for stopping in.
Welcome.
A young Orlan woman traces her fingers along the spines of the books in front of her, row by row, her motions quick and skittish like a bird's. She does not notice you until you're nearly upon her. Oh my, you startled me. Are you supposed to be in here? I'm investigating suspicious activity. Oh, I'm just Master Azo's assistant. Oh, really? He'd know more about that, but he's in the middle of an he's just busy with patients. He's not torturing anybody, if that's what you're wondering. There's just no torture going on at all. Why are you thinking about torture? There isn't any torture. Just get it out of your mind. He's just with patients. You won't be able to see him until he comes out from the patient ward. Ronnie, good evening. Good to see you. Oh, great. I'm so glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, I plan on making more of those videos like that. I had tried making videos of like all of the games that I play in a month, but they just became too cumbersome because there'd be like 50 games. And then I'd have to, piece together and edit a video that was covering 50 games. And so I was like, I'm just going to trim this down a little bit to make it more manageable and just do the top 10. No werewolves at all. If there's nothing else, I'll need to get back to work. Is he busy with patients or is he running an experiment? I'm just an assistant. It's not my place to gossip. I'm sorry. How do I get to the patient ward? Only he has access, Master Azo. I guess Head Warden, Ethel Mower. I'm just going to say Ethel Mower. That sounds good. But he's a statue. What do? I mostly help Master Azo set up and clean his equipment, which is just like bloody torture devices, the rack, Iron Maiden, gibbets, it's scientific stuff. I also keep his office organized since he's too busy to do it himself. Farewell. Can I go in here? Are you cool with that? Ah. patient records. It doesn't say stealing. Let's look at these patient records. We got some deets. So the Pale Lady. Batixa. Subject is female, mid-40s, awakened to a past life as a serial murderer. Ouch. Which now frequently emerges as the soul's dominant personality. Subject vacillates between violence and severe depression resulting from guilt of past deeds. Weak candidate for present research. Oh, interesting, Ronnie. Yeah, it's, the idea I had, and I think Alex had with it, is it condenses the experience so that a new player can see what the skills are like faster, and then after you play as a new player, you just restart. And so you could scale back down the experience. But what it lets you do is level up so that you can see more of the game quickly and make decisions about like what build works for you. That was kind of like my process on it. Yeah, because you're right, though. It's a really good point, and I'll mention that in future videos. Thank you for sharing that. And it's like, when I make the video, sometimes you can just cut out some of the grind and make it more like, condensed. So let's see. Graham. Subject is a male, approximately early 30s, powers of speech absent, presumably as a result of the over-fragmentation of his soul. As such, he is the ideal subject for present research. However, experimentation has caused severe pain and induced panic, and I have to enlist the aid of the guards transporting him for more recent procedures. The Midnight Man. Oh, that's also my name when I perform on the local jazz circuit. Subject is male, mid-20s, displays acute dissociation and paranoid delusional tendencies, causing anger and extreme violence. Dangers of working with the subject preclude possibility of further use in present research. What I think is funny here, and it's so hard. No, not really, Timothy. I was just joking. Like, if I did, you know what I mean? Like, if I was a jazz player and I went to clubs, they could call me the Midnight Man. That's a good, like, performance name. But because, jazz is, like, best played late at night. People are at the bar, you're contemplating, you want to relax, and, it's a good time for it. But anyway, what's confusing to me about this is sometimes games do this where they're like, okay, the person in the room over is talking about the spleen and the biles and black bile. And so you're like, oh, okay, we're kind of at that level of, like, scientific thinking. But this person who is like the head of the sanitarium is using, like, contemporary psychological diagnosis language, which I don't think, they were talking about paranoid delusional tendencies. Maybe, you know what I mean? But it's interesting. And then Uskrim. Subject is male, 17 years of age, admitted for episodes of catatonia, followed by occasional violent outbursts. Initial analysis of soul revealed severe fragmentation and essence deficiency. Said deficiency all but eliminates the possibility of utilizing the subject in present research. That's right, Ronnie. I mean, and that's how they did it, right? I was wondering about that, Hermie, if, like, he just had the DSM and then, like, maybe, like, they're just, it could actually make sense. think about it. The statue is right. Like, if the statue is still alive and has kept all of his knowledge for centuries and not lost any of it, there's been no backslide, maybe that has helped accelerate psychological investigations and, the science of the mind, whereas, biological sciences are just way behind. All right, so let's see what this says now. Cadman Azo was absent, and he's evidently been running some secret experiments. I should take this up with the head warden. Yeah, let's tell him. Let's go tell the statue what we found out. They really are.
Gods keep you.
I found records that Azo may be running some questionable experiments. I mean, surely not in a sanitarium, right? Like, historically, they have a really good track record of proper decency with patients. Experiments? Azo is in charge of patient welfare now. He's not authorized to run any more experiments. I am disappointed in Cadman. I hoped he would be the one to guide your inquiry. He'll be in his office or in the patient wards. I am granting you immediate access so you can find him. No doubt you will wish to speak to him further on this matter, and I, for one, am curious as to what he might have to say. Tread carefully in the wards. There are a few dangerous cases. I would also ask that you do your best not to agitate the patients. They have enough troubles as it is. Hey, Dragon. Good evening, my friend. Good to see you. Uh-oh. Okay, thank you. Well, sounds like we're going to get in a fight downstairs with several people. Best be prepared. I'm actually not that prepared, but we'll try it. Yeah, we'll let him out. Let's let out the Awakened. Seems like a good idea. All right, here we go. I'll try. The head warden says you can go in. All right, so flesh construct. Should there be a flesh construct in here? Oh, maybe these are the guards. Let's just kind of sneak over here.
I see where you're going with that. Give me a real challenge.
Good job. We found a Raven Wing. Oh, okay. That's cool. Let's see if Raven Wing is actually better than what you have. So you are currently equipped with this sword here, Resolution. This is a lot of damage, same speed. Damage reduction, coordinating. Let me see what this says. So this passes 3 damage reduction. This is actually really good because it passes damage reduction. Gives you bonus when you're attacking the same target as an ally, which I always do. Yeah, this is great. Can I enchant it? With a secondary enchantment? Do I have anything? These are all junky. I'm always so, reticent to put any of these specializations in because, I feel like maybe I will just save them for a boss that's really hard and then I can just expose their weakness. So I am going to equip this. We could see right here, his damage is 18 to 26. And it goes to 19 to 28. And we'll be happy about it. All right, so now, here we go.
This calls for a subtle touch.
Who's this guy?
There.
Oh,
What
that's
did I
the,
tell you?
that's him. That's the warden. I know I need to arm myself quickly, but I got to steal his stuff first and level up. Looks like he had some armor. Let's go back here. He doesn't mind. He's doing his experiments. All right. So the main character leveled up. And I have this ridiculous hat on. So I need to go into survival pretty hard here to get better upgrade opportunities. And then we've got some spells that we can get. So I already have this, don't I? Oh no, this is 5 missiles. This was the spell at this level that I've got. Wall of Flame. Now we're talking. Writhing Tentacles. That sounds pretty hilarious. Essential Phantom. Eh. Yeah, Hermia, exactly, right? Like, oh, here's the guy. I need to take a look around. So, this spell summons a trio of tentacles that can't move but inflict crush and corrode damage and to anyone that they hit. I just like the sound of this. And then these do crushing damage. Yeah, I'm going to... The missiles I just can't say no to. Oh, wait. I don't want Essential Phantom. I want missiles and tentacles. There you go. Perfect. Did Aloth level up? Nobody else leveled up. All right, well, he'll get those eventually. Let's see about this new armor that I got. I picked up a set of gear that is this. The unique light armor. And I have light armor on, like, these people who... This is medium armor. Gives me better recovery speed. Now, I think we were saying light armor on this guy. He's just wearing these robes, which are light, but they're DR3. Now, this is slower, but it's DR7. I feel like he just needs a little bit more protection. Yeah, we're going with tentacles and missiles. It's all day long. Okay. So this guy's in good shape. And we'll just save it and see how this dialogue goes. Hey, buddy. A round-faced, balding man turns to face you. His upper lip is pulled upwards slightly by his pointed nose, exposing his upper teeth when he scowls. Gross.
What is the meaning of this?
Ethelmower told me you're not supposed to be doing more experiments. Yes, well, Ethelmower hasn't done much good for anybody since he had his soul moved to an inanimate object, so I fail to see why I should let that sway me. If animancers all followed the commands of their leaders, where would we be? We'd all be as backward and willfully ignorant as Red Caress. We would know nothing about life or death or even ourselves. We'd be lost in the dark with no clue as to why. I never thought I'd find myself in agreement with a statue, but Ethelmower's right about this fellow at least. He sneers at Azo. How easily ambition masquerades as prudence. I bet he's fooled even himself. Surely there are other paths that don't involve risking lives. You toy with things beyond our comprehension. It's dangerous and foolish.
Are you Widewin himself, risen to smite me for my heretical belief in learning who I am and why I exist? Please,
You're afraid because men have taught you to be afraid. Because they were taught to be afraid. These things are only beyond our comprehension because of the fears of people like you.
I always have to remember how to say that. Red Cuirass?
Who will solve Widewen's legacy?
I don't know.
Some church? Some warrior? It will be an animancer, or it will be no one at all.
I need to know if you've seen any unusual behavior out of your patients. You're going to get a lot of looks asking questions like that in a sanitarium for the unbalanced. In truth, I have spent little time treating them since I've been reduced in my capacities. You might have luck with some of our more functional patients. They tend to congregate in the main area, just past the entrance. Have you tried experiments on any other subjects? I have, yes, no point in lying about it now that Ethelmore's involved. I asked for volunteers from our patients, and a few brave souls came forward. I was very close at one time to a breakthrough. They understood that. They understood their sacrifices would mean something. I'm sure they did. I heard you were demoted. How did it happen? Azo's nostrils flare, and he bares his upper teeth more broadly. That's none of your concern. Did one of the others put you up to this? Audmer, that smug weasel. Things went wrong. Everything. I don't know how. I'll never know. He spits on the floor as if to remove a bitter taste from his mouth. I'd like access to the North Ward. Out of the question. Those patients are in isolation for a reason. I've seen your records. I know what you're doing with them.
Those are private. You have no right.
I have no right. He balls up his fist and digs his teeth into his index finger. Interesting twitch. A growl simmering beneath his breath, and a deep scowl compressing his face.
Fine. Speak to them for all the good it'll do you. I'm sure the discussions will be fascinating.
He pulls a key from one of his pockets and nearly slams it down on the floor before handing it to you. Okay, buddy, thanks. That was fun. We got the info. I took your good stuff. I need to tell him that. Exactly, Ronnie. They know they are in clear mind of what they're doing, right? Now I could go to the middle and talk to people. The salient patients. Hey, Frail! You must be visiting someone. A friendly visit, I hope. What do you know about Azo? Oh, I like him very much. Many animancers could care less about their patients. Look at us like vermin for their experiments, but Azo treats us like humans, even the very sick. You could tell he does this to help people. He's helped me understand a great deal about myself, and I know he's done the same for others. It's too bad what they did to him. He hides it well, but I know he's still affected by it. Have there patients been acting unusual? Well, there's Batixa, who relives a murder she committed more than 5 lifetimes ago. Idleman, who they say is only half a soul, and who was found collecting the faces of others because he believed his own to be a false one. Nice. Graham, he speaks in language no one understands and wails at night. Different from their normal behavior, I mean. Well, yes, I suppose, but nothing they didn't volunteer for. Azo let us know that a number of patients in the North Ward had volunteered for a new therapy and would be escorted to his laboratory to receive treatment. The North Ward has our most troubled cases. I'm glad some of them had chosen to get help. It seems to me it's gotten quieter over there since it started. What happened to Azo? Her eyes dart back and forth. They don't like to talk about it, but there was an accident. He was said to be one of the brightest in Deerwood. That was his reputation here, and that was what brought me to seek treatment. People say it was ego that drove him to try to solve the legacy, but that's hogwash. Even if he was a bit of a showman, he loves his homeland. He thought he could help. He wasn't one to speak of his work, suspected his colleagues might have tried to steal it, but he told me once that he had figured out a way to create a soul. Not a soul exactly, mind you. How did he put it? A proxy. I think he called it. It was a doll. Had some machine that drew energy out of the very ether. Can you imagine? The point is, it was going to help with the legacy. It was going to make the Hollowborn into something easier to love and care for. Gods know that's something we need. Do you know what they call those empty little babies in Andra's gift? No, tell me. They call them buoys because so many of them are found floating face down in the water. These are mad times. Anyway, Master Azo has scheduled a public demonstration of his work in Copper Lane. He was so excited. And then the next day he was locked in his office, turning away visitors, I heard, and he stopped seeing patients. I don't know exactly what happened, and I don't have the heart to ask him, but I'm glad they're letting him treat people again. Wow. Would I be able to use the North Ward? They like to keep them separate. I don't know that I've ever seen the guards allow a visitor. Just Master Azo. You might ask him. He's very sympathetic. Farewell. Alright. So, let's see... Anything in this barrel? Some fruit. I'm going to leave the fruit there. You know, it's... Somebody else needs that, not me. I don't trust the sanitarium barrel fruit, if you know what I mean. Who's this guy? He's a guard, okay. So, let's see here. Alright, what's going on in this room, huh? Ah, the scrolls. I'll take it. Alright, that's stealing. Can I go in? Keep your distance. Wick's in that cell back there. Oh boy. I unlocked it. Alright, let's save it in case anything unnatural happens.
Light, flame, and
I'm
sound.
going stealth. So we're looking for the patients that he mentioned. Oh, I could talk to someone here. Who's this? Graham. This man has the look in his eyes of a hunted animal, and as you approach, he staggers backward to the far corner of his cell, halfway appearing as though he would climb the walls if it would get him further away from you. He cries out, I need to ask you some questions. Graham looks at you blankly. It's unclear whether he understands you or not, but his panic has momentarily subsided. He opens... Oh, I'm sorry, Dragon. I hope that's not happening for everyone. His mouth to speak, but the words that come out are half-formed, as though his tongue were cut out. They are impossible for you to discern, if indeed they are his words at all. Okay, great, Ronnie, thank you. The mutilations of animancy, crueler than any torture to disfigure the soul. Let us return the favor to the animancers of this crap heap. Azo ran experiments on you against his will, didn't he? He looks at you with uncertainty. Slowly, tentatively, he steps closer to the front of his cell, and as he does so, for the first time, you could perceive his soul within your ken. It is misshapen, as though maimed by some jagged instrument. The large expanses of it have been gouged out entirely. You feel no barriers of resistance. If you wanted to, you could look further into his soul. Let's check it out. You project out into the maimed soul in front of you, merging with it, its confusion and fear becoming yours as it whisks you into its depths. You're in your cell, a key turns, the door creaks open on neglected hinges. Thoughts come into you in waves, incomplete, broken, fearful. Standing at the door is a round, balding man. His upper teeth and pointy nose remind you of a rat. He beckons, apologetic. You don't want to go. Anything else? In your mind is a single word, and the word is no, but it dissolves before it reaches your lips. You press against the back wall, concerned. You cry out. In darkness, you fight against unseen restraints. You cannot move your arms or legs. The man walks into the room carrying a lit candle, its meager flame casting long shadows across books and machinery. Straps bind your arms and legs. Cold metal circumscribes the crown of your head and the breadth of your chest. The man is sorry. He is in need of raw materials. They dismantled his work and he needs another source. He needs to show them he was right. He thanks you. Then he turns the knob and you feel yourself begin to crack from within, and you could feel pieces of you torn away, like having your insides chewed by a horde of rats, and you're screaming a scream you can barely hear. This is not good. Okay, great, Victory, thank you. Continue searching. Another night, heavy footsteps outside your door coming for you. You look through a slit in the door. The flesh giant, the artificial being just outside but facing left, facing the end of the hall, the boy there. The boy looks with interest at the giant and collapses to the floor like a shed snakeskin. The giant convulses for a moment, then rights itself and turns away and leaves. Interesting. Yeah, Ronnie, it's awful. So, something going on with the boy at the end of the hall. So this is Usgrim. A willowy adolescent boy stands in the center of his cell. Gawkish and stoop-shouldered, he stares straight ahead. The occasional blink his only movement, and it is unclear whether he registers your presence at all behind his glassy, doll-like eyes. In this state, the barriers between you and his soul are thin and porous, easily bypassed. Let's go. You close your eyes and edge forward toward the boy's soul, and as you near, a sudden malaise comes over you. You are cold and warm all at once, sweating and shivering and straining for breath, as you did on the caravan journey. The soul you approach is the wrong one, a parasitic plant that strangles its host. It is predatory and pitiless, and you have crossed paths with it before. Too late does it occur to you to retract, and already you feel yourself plunging into some interminable abyss of thought and memory. You are standing in a cell now, the same cell in the sanitarium. The halls are moonlit and empty, and you are waiting. At the far end of the ward, the door opens, revealing a flesh golem in silhouette beneath the stone archway. It makes its usual rounds, the same stops every time, the misbegotten child of despondent creators. When the construct is close, you coil yourself up and spring forward, passing out of the boy's body as though it were a membrane. You can sense his body behind you, collapsing to the floor, a puppet whose strings are cut. You are rushing toward the golem now, bodiless as a gust of wind. Quickly, you think to yourself quickly, and you feel the strength hemorrhaging from your soul as you dart toward the makeshift abomination. You pass into the golem's shell and overtake the soul implanted within, encircling it, suppressing it, and contained in this new vessel you are strong again. You step heavy-footed down corridors unheeded by other constructs and scrutinized only by the wary, untrustworthy eyes of the mad, coming at last to an office piled with books and scribbled papers and the perverse implements of animancy. You set your oversized hands on a large machine, a nest of globes and tubes and coils in the center of the room, and go to work bending wires and unsettling alignments. Uh-oh. I know, Hermie. So, some soul was traveling along inside the boy and jumped out to possess one of the flesh golem guards. Your surroundings are pulled past you, or perhaps you are pulled past them, and they dissolve into a blur. When they settle into place again, you are outside on a clear day, standing in front of a crowd stacked high above you on the tiered seats of an amphitheater. You are acting for the crowd, standing deliberately still, but this is no play. A balding man with rodent-like features is strapping you to a machine, the one you had tampered with. Ah. So for some reason, the leaden key deliberately tampered with his machine. So maybe he was correct after all, and they tried to sabotage him. And it's a good question to think of why. Was he actually going to be able to discover a cure for the legacy? And for whatever reason, the Leaden Key wants to maintain the legacy or suppress that magic. You see your arms for the first time, short and fleshy, unmistakably those of a little girl, but this body is not truly yours. Your mind still holds the same determination, the same hard-heartedness as before. The body itself is cold and vacuous, unlike the others. This one has no soul of its own. Oh, what, he took it out? The man speaks and the crowd applauds with an enthusiasm worthy of a hero's entrance. Bear witness, he says. Oh, maybe it's a Hollowborn, and he pulls a lever. The machine shivers and sparks, and a bead of sweat rolls down the side of the man's brow, but the crowd's apprehension quickly gives way to awe as a crystal globe fills with a radiant mist that casts the entire theater aglow. He opens a valve, and the glow crawls through a tube along the length of copper wiring that runs to a set of electrodes beneath your armpits. Hey, Hypnomaniac. Thanks for subscribing, my friend. Yeah, Ronnie, it seems that you feel nothing when it reaches you, as it should be, for you have been leading his work astray periodically for some time, altering notes and settings and playing puppeteer for Hollowborn, but you make it look how people would expect it to look when a body is infused with a soul. In a moment, the machine goes dark and the man unstraps you, eyeing you with a scientist's concern. He looks back up at the crowd. Behold, he says, but there is obvious hesitation in his voice. Slowly, you take a plodding step forward, then another and another. You look up at the man, giving him eye contact, of which no Hollowborn is capable, and the crowd gasps. The man looks relieved. How do you feel? He asks, at a volume meant for the crowd, and this is the moment. At the top of your lungs, you let out a piercing shriek. The man comes toward you, his hands outstretched, but you run the other way, back to the machine. With all your strength, you drive your head into the crystal globe, and it shatters, streaking your head with warm blood. You drive your head down onto the surface of the machine again and again, drawing panicked screams from the crowd. And by the time the man reaches you, your body has already ceased proper function and merely twitches on the cold ground. Satisfied, you depart the corpse in search of another unsuspecting host. Who could put their faith in animancy now? Wow. You are pulled again from your surroundings, transcending the boundaries of memories and lifetimes, deeper and deeper past betrayals and murders and lies upon lies that formed a thick webbing of plots beyond mortal comprehension. You settle at last on a room you have seen before, expansive, with a tall device encasing an Adra monolith at its center. The room is filled with people, and the people all look at the device. You are yanked suddenly back to reality, and the once catatonic boy in the cell is looking directly at you, appraising, calculating. There is no mistaking now that it is the soul of the man who caused your awakening that gazes out from that borrowed husk, a watcher. You made me into a watcher. I need you to undo it. Or, I believe we share a common past. I'm just looking for some answers. Not just a watcher, someone who'll break those frail little legs of yours if you don't do exactly what I tell you. You made me into a watcher. I need you to undo it, I suppose. That's actually pretty helpful. I'm looking for answers. Is that so? He makes no effort to hide his disinterest, but he continues to search your eyes. He makes a slight grunting noise, and his eyes soften for an instant, and it seems for that moment that he recognizes you. He opens his mouth to speak, then seems to think better of what he was about to say. His jaw tightens. I know your look. You hunger for answers that elude you. It gnaws at your soul. It usurps your reason for being. You are like everyone. Okay, Sid, take care, my friend. He dodges backward with startling grace, putting himself out of reach. On his face there is no malice, only the dispassion of a farmer putting down a sick animal. Then suddenly he slumps forward. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. He's having them all come attack me? Not ideal. Alright. Well.
Yeah? Hey.
This didn't go right.
Huh? Hey there.
What?
Hey there. Hi?
What?
What spells can we do here? Okay. I guess we'll Pillar of Judgment. Alright, let's see how this is going.
Yeah?
I'm going to cast the tentacles. Alright. And then go ahead and drop this.
Yeah?
Drop that. Did you finish your pillars? Oh boy.
Yeah?
Well, how we doing? Injured, badly injured. All right, that's a good start.
Hey there. How may I help?
Take him down. All right.
Hi?
Hey, Lost, you need to run. There's just so many bad guys here. Why did you get so close, Rogue? Rogue. Oh, she's just getting hit. Here, do this. Disappear. Well, yeah, it's hard to put my fighters in the front because they are, but the hallway is so wide that the enemies are circling around. Hey, son. Good evening, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to try this. It might have to be a restart, but that's okay. All right.
Hey. Hey there.
He's still casting.
Yes?
I think a fireball would probably be pretty good right here. Here's the tentacles. They're out. Yeah, I might do the door.
Hey there.
Okay. Aloth is unfortunately fighting the wrong person.
Yeah?
Alright, let's see. Here. Give him that.
What?
Just seeing what else I have here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go with... Here, move over here. And use this spell right here. Alright. So,
Yeah?
here, shoot this guy.
Aye?
I need you to... honestly, just put missiles into this dude. Almost got it.
Yeah?
Yeah, go ahead and do Acolyte's Radiance. Alright, good. We got that guy.
Aye?
Aloth, you gotta run. No, Aloth. Run this way. Aloth, where are you going? Over here. There you go, dude. Alright. So, she's near dead. Just lay on hands on yourself. And then can you just cast some kind of healing spell? You're a priest, right? Yeah, heal her.
Yeah?
I need probably... Fireball's good, but no, do this. Alright, we got almost all of them dead over there. Yeah, he did. Alright, let's see here. We're gonna do this.
Yes?
Aloth, where are you? Okay, good. Can you drop... Who's down here? Idleman? Okay. Get him. Tentacle is still doing work.
Yeah?
Okay, he's casting that. Good.
What?
I'm gonna shoot Idleman. Okay. A lot of fireworks there.
Huh?
Here, hit this guy.
How may I help?
Missiles into that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Big time spell into... That's fine.
What?
Hit Holy Radiance, dude. Alright, Aloth is down. But that's okay. There's only 2 of them left. So,
Hey.
yeah, Edir could fight this guy, sure.
Yeah?
Shoot this one. Priest. Try to heal that person, see if that works. So it doesn't appear to work to heal endurance to somebody who's down. Let's just send everybody to fight this last one. We got it. So actually quite difficult, but we're okay. There we go. So,
Of course.
we have a bunch of people level up. So, Aloth leveled up. Good. Now, I can verify that I'm going to get Wall of Flame and just have a little bit of variety. And then, I think people are saying that 7 survival is where it's at. I think that's the kind of sweet spot that you're going for. Great. And then we get a bunch of new spells here. We'll take it. He did. He really did. Oh, a deer leveled up too. What's vigorous defense? Ooh, that's nice. That's pretty good too, though. I like the reduction of armor speed penalty. And what did you get here? Oh, okay, right. Alright. Well, there's a lot of treasure. That's what we're here for.
You give me any more gifts and people will start thinking you're playing favorites.
I'm playing favorites. Chains grown with added weight, crescent bite marks pit the edges of the cot. The bucket reeks of awful. Great. Hey, I got some free money in this bucket. Yeah, son, there really are. It's so deep. Hey, Kraft, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. Story of my life. My phone is pretty much perpetually on the verge of collapse. So let me check the quest. I subdued him. Now, actually, I don't even know if I did subdue him. I can't interact with it anymore. We gotta go confront the guy, though. Oh, there's more that needs done. Interesting. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and like, am I gonna have to fight my way through this entire place? And kill everybody? That's gonna get awkward. Hey, buddy. What have you done? You've been experimenting on patients against their wills, mangling their souls. I have witnessed it with my own eyes. Azo's face drains of what little color it had. How could you possibly... Look, it had to be done. Ethelmower and the others, they took everything from me. Everything when I was this close. I had to know where I failed and why. Imagine the value if I had succeeded. I had something that could make all those hollow infants into something like a real person. And with a few more patrons and a few years' research, who knows? No one has come that close with the legacy. It's why I have to continue, why I have to risk everything here, working in secret. It's why you have to lie to Ethelmower for me. Tell him you've cleared me of suspicion. I'm going to expose you for what you are. I'm just going to tell him straight up. I'm not going to kill him, but I'm not going to keep this secret.
Then I can't let you get in my way.
Oh, he wants to just fight. Okay. Okay, that's funny.
Yeah?
Let's see, what's this guy up to? Barely injured? Alright, let's help him get more than injured.
Hey there.
Here, why don't you blind this guy? Oh, he's gone. Apparently not. Like, I wanted to tell him that he was close, but there was no real option to do that. I don't know if I needed to know more, but the only option was like, I'll let you do this in secret. Graham. Subject was male, approximately early 30s, power of speech absent, presumably as a result of the over-fragmentation of his soul. As such, he's the ideal subject for present research. However, experimentation has caused severe pain and induced panic. Fading, good evening. I know, if I could. I'm going to try. Here's his journal. I'm close to a breakthrough. I've found an ample source of essence now, and the vessels have responded positively to infusions with proxy. Human trials are the next logical course. That's right, it's all logical. Everything you're doing is above board.
That's how it's done.
Uh-oh. Oh, you hate when this happens. Alright, everybody back. Fighters forward.
Yeah?
Hey.
Bullseye.
Oh, no, yeah, they all want to fight. Well, I didn't want it to be this way, but we're going to be killing quite a few of the inmates.
All right, then.
Alright, let's try to get out of here before we have to fight anybody else. Yeah, that's right, Ronnie. Like, how has the Union not been fighting this loss of prison guard opportunity? What the blazes happened down there? You were given permission to ask questions. It's complicated. A patient of yours was working with the leaden key only without knowing it. You finish your explanation, and Ethelmower breaks his silence. I have read accounts of people in history who could do what you describe. The accounts are few and brief and never reliable. Some go as far as to suggest that they are all the same person. Now that sounds actually right. That's right, son. It's all about the economy and the labor market. If truly such a person were here among us, plotting our ruin, would that I had a body again and could be of some real use in our time of need. I fear what the future may hold for this place. I am grateful you were able to dispatch the threat before there was loss of innocent life. Well, about that, you see, many people down below are gone. We very nearly had another scandal on our hands. What of Azo? What part did his experiments play? I confronted him. I was forced to kill him. He groans. Such a waste. There was none more gifted working here. In time I had hoped to rehabilitate his image, but a mind like his, so full of ideas, leaves little room for patience. I would inquire more into the matter, but in truth you've done this institution a favor. Were his transgressions ever to reach the public, there would be a terrible uproar. I was blind to have trusted him a second time. His tone takes an ominous quality that reverberates all around you. I trust you will be more cautious in future inquiries.
Hail and well met.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I'm really careful. See ya. So let's see what the... So that quest is done. So now, we found the man who waits, and he's still waiting. And now we're looking for... we had to go to the Tower District. Heritage Hill. So let me see what's the easiest way to get there. I am here, so unfortunately, I mean, I can go here, but I think... oh, who's this?
Greetings.
Beg your pardon, I have a message for you. You are summoned to Hadrit House, where Lady Webb wishes to meet with you as soon as possible. Not much you can do in these parts without Lady Webb knowing about it. At least that's what I'd always heard. Guess it's true. How'd you know where to find me? Well, it's Lady Webb. She knows everything. Tell me about her. Do you not know Lady Webb? She's, well, no one's seen her exactly in a long time, but she's the mistress of Dunrid Row. Has been for as long as anyone can remember. He pauses, eyeing passerbys with suspicion. She's supposed to be old, older than anybody, and she never leaves her room. Some say she's wasted away and she's just a pile of bones kept animated by dark magics. No. I haven't seen anything like that around here. Still, she's at it, best anyone could tell, learning things, keeping us safe. She should get married to this other statue guy. Pulling the strings behind the throne, too, it said, has a ring of ciphers doing her bidding, telling her everything that goes on. You do wrong in this country, before you go asking the gods for forgiveness, best you ask Lady Webb first. That's right. She's in a wheelchair, and she's got some binoculars, and she has an eye on the whole apartment building. What's Dunrid Row? Do you not know... Oh, I must have pushed the wrong button. I'm sorry. 3. A whole mess of ciphers run out of Hadrit House. They make it their business to keep the peace, but they don't like you to see them do it. Problems in this city have a way of going away on their own, and when that happens, you can make a pretty good guess as to why. Where can I find this Hadrit House? It's just over there, the southwest corner of Brackenbury. You could find the lady upstairs. Very well. Well, we need to go over here to... where is this place? Hadrit House, in the lower left corner. It was not a telescope reference. Hey, careful, Timothy. Tone it down. All right. Well, we are making great progress, and now we met with a secret society. We killed a bunch of inmates, and I can't wait to see how many more problems we can inflict upon the people here before we get the answers that we want. We also got to the bottom of more of Aloth's character, which is fascinating, and tried to help him out, if but a little bit. However, it is indeed my bedtime, and I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for coming out and playing some Pillars of Eternity. Such a well-written and fascinating game. I'm always excited to see where these stories go. We also leveled up to 7th level, which feels fantastic. Tomorrow, we're going to be playing RimWorld on stream, and Wednesday, we'll be back to regular RuneScape, and then Thursday, It's whatever wins the poll, which is up on YouTube. And the poll is actually pretty close between a few games, so make sure to vote if you haven't yet already. I hope you all have an excellent evening or day. Timothy, Victory, Ronnie, Hermie, Sun, Fading, Hypomaniac, Only, Katie, Observer, Kavach, Sid, Diagnosed, Timothy, Dragon. Everyone out there, take care. Have a great one. Hey, son, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying the game, and we'll be back at it next week.